Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. I'm Sandy Williams. Here's what we have in the bulletin. Sav-la-mar businesses struggle as power outages persist post-Melissa. Tagging blitz to major cattle theft bust. St. Elizabeth police recover $1 million in stolen cattle. And later in sports, Cricket West Indies president won't seek re-election after questions of conflict of interest. And now the details. Questions are again being raised about the equitable distribution of the government's generator program. Businesses in Sav-la-mar, Westmoreland are said to be struggling to remain open as they remain without electricity. President of the Westmoreland Chamber of Commerce, Moses Chaibar, says some owners are being forced to use old generators, compounded by the issue of high fuel costs to keep them running. Hurricane Melissa may have been long gone, but for many business operators in Westmoreland, the struggle is far from over. President of the Westmoreland Chamber of Commerce, Moses Chaibar, says the biggest blow has been the lack of electricity, especially in Sav-la-mar.
And it has been pretty rough for the business community, especially as it relates to power, because as you know, JPS, they are still working and not many areas are being restored. We understand that the Negril area would have gotten back power, but down here in the Sav-la-mar area, not many persons would have gotten power as this.
He says the dependence on generators is becoming unsustainable. Fuel costs are skyrocketing and breakdowns are frequent, especially for older equipment.
Persons have been using standby generator and it is very costly. Cost of diesel, the cost of gasoline is very, very high, and it is really affecting the profitability of businesses and sustainability. And not only that, because most persons or some persons, generator may not be brand new, and so they're having breakdowns and have to be doing some mechanical repairs and all of that. And for those who have stuff that have to be kept refrigerated, many have been suffering from spoilage.
The Prime Minister had promised generators for businesses most in need, but Mr. Chaibar says so far none appear to have reached Westmoreland.
Especially the smaller type businesses, if they were in a position, if they're receiving generators from the government, whether it's on loan or a gift, whichever way it comes, it will make a big difference, because there's still a lot of smaller type businesses who really don't have a generator, and because of that they have not been able to restart their businesses.
And while power has returned to Sav-la-mar Hospital, Mr. Chaibar says the field hospitals remain offline. Another sign, he argues, that the restoration process is moving too slowly.
We understand that it is a big task for JPS, but we believe it's still moving a bit too slow, and we would love to see it happen faster, especially on the main roads. It is very dark, and like I said before, generators are breaking down, and persons really want to get the business up and running. And it's not just a business of profitability. When businesses are up and running, people have jobs. People can go back to work. When people go back to work, they can earn money that can help to put food on the table and to rebuild their homes and whatever losses they suffered.
Just last month, the government received 200 generators donated by the government of Belgium to support the island's hurricane relief efforts. Last Friday, Minister of Industry and Commerce, Senator Aubin Hill, gave a detailed outline of the government's generator distribution program. In his presentation to the Senate, he insisted the project is equitable. The Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, says it is setting up a system to solicit international assistance for teachers who were hardest hit by Hurricane Melissa. According to JTA President Mark Malava, the association is moving to roll out a worldwide donation drive. He notes that an online platform is also being developed to make it easier for supporters to contribute.
$35 million is really a drop in the bucket, given the demands that are out there. We have been meeting with our international partners. We have been indicating to them the various things that we are in need of right now. So we will continue to examine it to see what else can be done. But at the same time, it's really a drop in the bucket. Not everybody will get
some mechanical assistance.
Yes, not everybody will get assistance, and it's just a reality. But we are going to seek to prioritize those that are in most need.
Mr. Malava was speaking during an outreach for teachers in Hanover and Westmoreland recently. The teachers were given care packages and other assistance.
It is good to always lift the spirit of our teachers. They were very appreciative of the packages that we would have distributed. And so we end today on a high note. Next week, we will be out again. We will be touching the parishes of Trelawney and St. Anne. And then we'll perhaps try to touch some other parishes that we have been into, but we have left out a few areas.
Meanwhile, teachers whose properties were damaged by Hurricane Melissa are being encouraged to submit applications to their JTA regional office for rebuilding assistance. The JTA president is urging them to file their applications by this Friday.
We are in the field now, and one of the things that we have been doing is that we have been distributing those forms. A number of persons are filling out those forms. We have asked them to email it to us or to get them to the respective regional offices. Then the regional executive is charged with the responsibility of meeting and deliberating on these applications and making recommendations to the National Disaster Relief Oversight Committee for us to formalize treating with the matter.
The police have made a major breakthrough in a stolen cattle ring. This following the discovery of the stolen animals in an unlikely space. Details in this report. A team from the Area 3 Police's Agricultural Protection Unit carried out a livestock tagging blitz in St. Elizabeth recently, an operation that quickly turned into a major breakthrough in a string of predial larceny cases. During the exercise, officers received a call from the Lacovia Police about cattle spotted on a property, animals that had been reported stolen just 2 days earlier. Sergeant Desiree Holness is team lead for the unit.
We proceeded into the Cashew area, which is in Lacovia, close to Slipe, where we went through the morass, which was devastated by Hurricane Melissa, where we saw cows fitting the description of the ones reported stolen, tied up. The team went in along with farmers and we recovered 6 cattle valued at about 480,000 Jamaican dollars. However, after carrying out further checks, we would have recovered more animals, bringing us to a total of 750,000.
But the discoveries didn't end there. Minutes after recovering the first set of animals, the team was alerted to another report, this time a stolen bull in the Horton community about 10 minutes away.
The same animal has been recovered in the area, bringing our tally up to about $1 million worth of cattle recovered in this area.
The police are now issuing a stern warning to predial larcenists operating in the parish.
So these criminals are not playing in this area, but I can tell them with the efforts of the Agricultural Protection Branch and our local police and the farmers, we are going to put a stop to this livestock cattle in the Slipe area. I can tell them that we're not going to stop until the sun goes down.
The National Integrity Action NIA has announced that Principal Director Daniel Archer will step down on December 31, 2025. In a statement released Monday, the NIA noted that Ms. Archer served with distinction, providing strong leadership and advancing key reforms that strengthened accountability and integrity in public life. Ms. Archer succeeded founder Professor Trevor Monroe in May 2023. The NIA's board thanked her for her service, noting her significant impact on Jamaica's integrity landscape. Ms. Archer, in her statement, said it was an honor to lead the organization and that she remains committed to supporting Jamaica's ongoing reform efforts. The NIA will begin the process of appointing a new principal director to ensure continuity of its work. Miss Universe Jamaica Dr. Gabrielle Henry will return home soon. In a statement from the local franchise, it was revealed that Dr. Henry will continue treatment for injuries suffered after falling through a stage opening during the Miss Universe preliminaries in Thailand on November 19. She has been in a Bangkok ICU with serious head trauma and other injuries. The statement further notes that she requires constant specialist care. The Miss Universe organization has covered all medical and living expenses for her and her family. It will also fund her medically escorted return to Jamaica. The organization has denied reports that it blamed her for the accident. And it's now time for a break, but stay with us. We have more stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News and thanks for staying with us. More linesmen are expected to arrive in the country to assist the JPS in restoring power to communities worst impacted by Hurricane Melissa. Energy Minister Darrell Vaz made the revelation a short while ago.
After almost 2 weeks of intense negotiations between Ministry of Energy, Ministry of Finance and JPS, we are able to have an agreement signed off on Friday last for the $150 million, which will allow for 300 linesmen to be mobilized to get here by the week before Christmas, working through into New Year. We hope that we'll move from 80% to 90% within that time frame, Christmas and New Year, and by end of January, we'll have full restoration, save and except for some areas that are inaccessible. So this will also allow for the 170 linesmen that are currently in Jamaica, who would have been demobilized this week, to also be retained in Jamaica, making the number 470 linesmen. So that is what the $150 million loan would be able to do in relation to bringing back the timelines for restoration for the island by January and by 90% December. And of course, their original timelines based on their projections and their cash flows would have taken us to May 2026.
In the meantime, Mr. Vaz has also commended the work done by the JPS so far.
JPS has continued to work assiduously despite their constraints. And the fact of the matter is that we have made sure to prioritize areas for economic growth and also obviously essential services like hospitals, NWC, water pumps, etc. So this is a strategic move by the government of Jamaica to ensure that we try to bring back the economy so that people can earn and the government can also earn. So it is not surprising of the results that we are getting in relation to hospitals, water supplies, and other major essential services. So again, you will see improvements even before the 300 linesmen come, because there are areas in the affected parishes that are getting back light every day, including Treasure Beach and the surrounding areas, which are to get back light today if they didn't get it yesterday. So again, the JPS is working in tandem with the government based on our priorities, and it is a good collaboration. I just ask for patience, because obviously there are areas that have not received that are anxious to receive, and to indicate to them that help is underway. We will get major improvements for Christmas going into the new year.
It's now time for the Business Minute. Here's Prince Moore.
Fontana earned a net profit of $44.6 million on revenues of $2.4 billion for the quarter ending September 30, a 26% decline from last year's $55 million profit on $2.1 billion in revenue. The strong revenue performance came from integrating the Monarch pharmacy chain and continued growth in its Aura Beauty stores. However, operating expenses jumped 22% to $821 million, and finance charges rose 30% due to acquisition-related borrowing, though Chairman Kevin O'Brien Chang says Many of these costs are non-recurring. US President Donald Trump says he plans to be involved in reviewing Netflix's proposed $83 billion purchase of Warner Brothers Discovery, warning that Netflix's market dominance could be a problem. Netflix beat out Comcast and Paramount Skydance for major WBD assets, including HBO and HBO Max, while CNN and other cable channels will be spun off. Trump praised Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos, but noted that regulators must assess antitrust issues. Netflix has included a $5.8 billion breakup fee if the deal is blocked. For the Business Minute, I'm Prince Moore.
And it's now time for the top regional and international stories.
41 Guyana Defense Force soldiers left for Jamaica on Friday to support reconstruction efforts after Hurricane Melissa. The contingent, made up of 1 officer and 40 ranks from the GDF Engineer Battalion, will work with Jamaican authorities to restore infrastructure and assist affected communities. Acting Chief of Defense Staff Colonel Ken Lord Roberts praised their professionalism and reminded them that they are representing Guyana, not the country's growing role in regional disaster response. Despite the Christmas season, Roberts said the troops are ready to serve. On the international scene, U.S. President Donald Trump has a new chance this week to address economic and healthcare issues, but significant action is unlikely. The Senate could vote soon on extending expiring Affordable Care Act subsidies. If Congress doesn't act, millions may face higher premiums or lose coverage. Trump is also expected to visit Pennsylvania to talk about reducing prices. While he's taken steps to lower some prescription drug costs, broader policies may have the opposite effect. And those are the top regional and international stories. I'm Carrie Ann Simpson.
And we head to a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have the Midday Sports Report.